Hi everyone. So today I'm here to talk to you about a topic that's really popular in the manifestation community called living as if. So a lot of people have talked about this, but I kind of wanted to give my take on it and give you some advice on how to actually live in the state of the wish fulfilled and what that genuinely means on like an energetic level. So living as if, or at least how I look at it, is pretty much living in a state as though you already have what you desire. So the main kind of question is, how do you do this? So how do you live in this state when you aren't actually experiencing the state physically? And how can you maintain this state when you don't have what you want in front of you now? So in my experience and how I kind of look at it, it's almost like you capture and you bottle this feeling associated with that state that you would be in if you were living in your desired reality. So I have a little exercise to kind of show you how you can access a state. So what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths. After you do that, what I want you to do is try to recall a certain time period in your life. Now, I don't want you to recall a specific event in your life, not a singular point in your life. I want you to try to recall a bigger period of time within your life. This could be the year you were a freshman in college, or it could be a time that you were living in a certain place. Like let's say you lived in a certain place for a couple years. Try to recall that period of time while shutting your eyes, the bulk time period. Now, as you do this, notice the feeling state that comes up with being in that memory of that time period. Do you notice how this feeling isn't necessarily good or bad, but there is a very specific feeling you can associate with this time period? It's almost like an energetic state. Essentially, this is a vibration. You are no longer physically present in the past, yet you can still experience this state by recalling and evoking the memory of this time period. So now what I want you to do is really think about the type of life that you want to be living. And I recommend that you write this down. Personally, what I would do is, if you're new to this, I would start out simple. So start off with one thing at a time. If you're looking to manifest money, start out with money. If you are looking to manifest a relationship, start out writing about what that would look like. If you are looking to have a new place to live, start with just writing about that. Now, what you're going to do is you're pretty much going to capture and record the associated feeling aligned with that reality. Because if we can go back into the past where we are not physically present and feel the state associated with that time period, we can also do the same for future events. So how do you go about doing this? There's many different ways you could go about doing this, and there's tons of teachers on this topic. What has worked for me and what I would recommend is doing some sort of meditation that clears the mind. This can be a guided meditation that you find on YouTube. This can be just you sitting in complete silence and clearing your mind. You can choose what would work for you because we are all different. But the main goal is to clear the mind and have a blank slate you're working from. When your mind is clear, you want to position the goal within your mind on that blank slate. And then, just like you did for a past time period, you're now going to generate a feeling state related to that of which you want to be experiencing. Now, the great part about this is when you recall, past time periods and you can feel the feeling states associated with them, what felt not necessarily good, what felt most aligned to you, you can pull from that and put it into a future feeling state you want to feel. So you can pull from your experience. So a lot of people talk, okay, well, how am I going to generate a feeling that I've never experienced before? Like, how can I generate a feeling of having a lot of money when I've never had a lot of money? So how you're going to generate that feeling is pretty much you can pull from past experience, maybe not necessarily related to money, but I'm sure there was a time in your life where you felt safe or you felt at peace. And so people, a lot of times when you're in financial abundance, you're going to feel more peaceful. You're going to feel more safe because you have money to take care of yourself with. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull from that feeling state of being happy and safe, maybe from a past time period, and you're going to pretty much implant it into the feeling state of having money and being rich and being successful in this future reality you want to be in. It might take you some time before you can easily access these states kind of on command, okay? Because this isn't something that we typically do. We're not usually sitting there thinking, okay, how can I draw from my past feeling state and then implant it into the future that I want to be a part of, right? This is like a kind of a newer concept. So pretty much the formula is this: recall past time periods, not specific events, time periods in your life, and recognize the feeling or energetic state that it creates within you. And notice what states in what periods feel most aligned with you. Then draft out what you want to happen in your future, okay? Now, I would start with one thing at a time just to make this simpler. Do a meditation, do something that clears your mind and creates a blank slate in your mind. Then start positioning that future experience and draw from those states of the past that you felt aligned with to then interact and create and generate feeling for that future event. And you might find that the more you do this, when you start thinking of what you want your reality to look like, you actually may be able to generate new feeling states that you haven't been able to access before. Using the past is a really good starting point, but you will still be able to generate new feelings. That's just your starting point. Because the more and more you evoke this new state within yourself, the more and more it becomes just like a natural thing that starts happening that you don't have to try to evoke. It then becomes your natural state, which is what you want. And the more you are in this new state, the more opportunities you are going to see aligned with that state. The more, the happier you're going to feel. Then you are going to start taking aligned action because you are in the state of the reality that you want to be experiencing. So this can be really helpful on days where maybe you're not feeling your best or you're feeling a lot of doubt that you can have what you want. Maybe you're feeling sad because there's a circumstance in your life that is showing the opposite of what you want. And then putting yourself into this state is something that can be extremely helpful because it will transition you out of that emotional energy that you don't want in that new reality that you would like to be a part of. And it's normal to feel sad sometimes. It's normal to be upset, okay? We just don't want to sit and resonate in that feeling. When you notice yourself starting to feel that way, do this. Try to just get into a different state. If you can't make that full leap into like generating new feeling states for your desired reality, at least try to get your mind blank via the meditation or just sitting and doing some breathing exercises. And again, the more and more you do this, the more and more this state will become natural to you. Sometimes when you are not feeling your best, just affirming over and over again doesn't necessarily change that feeling state you're in. So I want you to try to change the state in which you're feeling so you have a better slate that you're placing affirmations on top of. Because if you combine feeling into the reality you want with affirmations about that reality, that's going to get you there way faster than just affirming or even just sitting in a good feeling. You want to combine them both at the end of the day. I really hope that this was something that helped you and gave you some hope. And I just want you to remember you absolutely can achieve your goals, achieve your desires, and live the life of your dreams, okay? Just keep focusing more on what you want, putting yourself into a state of fulfillment rather than spending time in emotional states that are not aligned to what you want. And you don't have to be perfect about it. You don't have to be this perfect person that's always happy or always just like bouncing off the walls with joy. Like, we're human. We're gonna go through emotions, okay? It's just when you are in that, try to catch yourself. Am I telling myself a story right now? Am I assigning meaning to an event that does not benefit me? Okay, just try to catch yourself. And when you do, try to realign with the state you would rather be in.